Hi, good morning, everybody, and welcome to our new weekly series called Nina Say It Loud and Proud. We're going to start every week covering topics that were pertinent right now, that are really pressing America, and we really want you to understand all the issues and every aspect of every issue and how it really affects everyone in America. You may not think about it. I know we're concerned about working and raising families and taking care of bills and all the daily necessities to keep everybody healthy and happy in our households. But these are issues that really affect everybody. Whether you think about it or not, they do. In this week's topic, we're going to talk about abortion in America. It's deeply, deeply troubling. Put aside party affiliations. Think about for a moment what's really going on. Recently, just a few days ago, in Amarillo, Texas, a decision was made to halt an abortion pill. Now, Justice Alito, as this video is being recorded, Justice Alito now is giving the court only so many hours to make a decision, this coming Wednesday, in fact. So this is where we are right now. Can you envision what America would be like in a situation where there was absolutely no abortion at all? Because this is where it's going. And President Biden even said the goal of these particular groups are really to eliminate abortion in America. And if they can do that, the ultimate goal is really to eliminate birth control. That's where it's going. Any type of medical, any type of pharmaceutical birth control, they want to eliminate that as well. It may sound far-fetched, but look what's happened now. The overturning the decision of Roe versus Wade. And now look where we are right now. Look where America is. Think about the millions of families that are being impacted. Not just single females, but American families, because many women who have abortions are actually married with children. You do not think about it. They don't like to talk about it, but that's a fact. Think about now, pause for a moment, and think about without the abortions, what would happen in America. I understand it's a deeply troubling decision that has to be made. And that's a personal decision, whether it's one person making that decision or whether it's a group family decision. I understand that, but think about the decisions. Think about how many children come into this world that are unwanted, that they thought one thing, a person maybe thought that they were in love with their mate or in love with their husband, only to find out things aren't working so well. You can't take, this isn't like returning a gift or returning a present to a store now. This is life that you brought into the world. And some people know that about themselves and make that decision and change their minds and say, you know what, this isn't going to be the right thing to do. They're not ready for that just yet. And there are other people who are caught in households and situations where they gave birth and they know it really wasn't the right decision. And what happens? Each situation is different. There's some children that end up being murdered by a parent or by parents or by a significant other. How many times do we read the paper in our own communities? In every state, there's a story where what happens? The mom left the child with a boyfriend or with a family member, and the child is molested and or murdered. We hear this constantly. We hear it so much now that we've almost become sort of desensitized to it now because we hear it so often. Is that America that we want to live in? No. Think about the 13 million children that are currently living in poverty in America. The same number of children, over 11 million children, are living in households that are food insecure, communities and households that are food insecure. Think about the 400,000 children that are in the foster care system in America. And you know what? I have a personal note I want to say about that. When Roe versus Wade was overturned, I couldn't believe the number of religious leaders across America who said, you know what, don't worry about it. We have plenty of diapers. This is a true story, a true quote. We have plenty of diapers and all the necessities that the women need or that the families need. They can come to us. Don't worry about it. We have families that are willing to adopt and take care of these kids. Don't worry about it. How many kids are in foster care system now? What number did I just call off? So imagine that huge wave of influx in children. They can't take care of that. And what about the group of people out here who talk about there needs to be less government? They talk about on these conservative talk radio shows the number of women who are living off the government, off the welfare system, and not going to work. Well, at some point that's true, but think about the number of women who are out here and men. There are men out here who are single parents also, the people who can't afford to really supply the needs for their kids. Think about the numbers, and it's completely being overlooked. So now can you visualize in America with getting these people getting what they want, getting their wish? Sometimes there's an old saying about be careful what you wish for. This is much deeper than a wish. You may not think America, you may not think this may not affect you, but it will. Indirectly, it will affect you with taxes. It will affect you with mental health issues in America growing. We already know that mental health is a huge crisis in America. We have some people who are clearly zeroing in on children and the youth in America now based on the stories that are making the news. So we know there's a huge influx with healthcare, mental health problems in America. This is just adding to it. Think about this. So you say it doesn't affect your household? Well, think again. It will affect you one way or the other, whether it's directly in your household with a family member or today or tomorrow with somebody who may come to you, or somebody who may come to your door for help. They may come to your local church for help. What if? So think about this, America. Is there a good solution to this? Not really. But let's not take these sort of, no other way to say it, these are the Antichrist. It's the only word that comes to mind right now. These are the Antichrists who feel that in the name of their God that they're doing the right thing, and it's not. That's not how the script is written. The script is written where they're doing what they think is right, and they're not. So let them believe what they want to believe, but we need to stay true, whether you believe in God or not. We're not going to get into that right now. But this is about an issue about life and death, preserving America as it was designed to be, civil liberties, civil rights. If you can argue about abortion and argue about an abortion pill, then you can argue about just taking a vaccine people have been taking for years just to, diphtheria and all sorts and measles. People can argue that now. That's really what's been set up in the court system. They just don't see it that way yet because people will begin to argue that as well. That's coming up next because they've opened the door to this. So America, like I said, this is our first episode. It may not be perfect, but there's so much to say right now. There's so much going on in the world. We wanted to start this program, and eventually we will want your input. We want to hear your questions. We want to answer your questions, and we want to make this into a bigger program. Again, Nina, say it loud and proud. Yoo! Woo! And again, stay tuned to next week, and we'll keep you informed of the updates. This case will go before the U.S. Supreme Court very shortly to make their decision. It's a conservative court. We don't know what's going to happen. They may play a little game and throw it back to the FDA and say, you know what, you guys may need to do some more testing. We're going to see what's going to happen. Wait and see. And again, we'll update you on the latest as this story is constantly changing by the minute. And if we do have any updates before this next episode is taped, we're going to go ahead and include 2 episodes for next week. So thank you, America. Bye.